Ibarra.
A Hong Kong-based airline banning shipments of shark fins, an important delicacy in Chinese cuisine.
For years, Hong Kong has been the center of the global trade in shark fin. A campaign by animal rights activists and an anti-corruption crackdown in mainland China have dented demand, with prices falling by as much as 70% in recent years. 4 years ago, Cathay Pacific decided to carry only sustainable fins, where the whole shark is caught and its fins sold as a byproduct. It says that over the past year, it had rejected 15 such shipment requests and has decided not to carry shark fin at all in future.
That's a BBC's Juliana Liu. Mitsubishi Motors, which recently admitted it inflated mileage on its models, forecasting a $1.4 billion loss for the fiscal year through March of 2017. News and analysis at townhall.com. The gun control debate continues to rage in the Senate.
The Senate's failure to pass any of 4 separate gun control amendments earlier this week continues to have repercussions on the Senate floor. Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says the best way to keep terrorists from getting guns is to target the source.
We all know that the principal way to prevent more ISIL-inspired and ISIL-directed heartbreak is to actually defeat ISIL.
Senate Minority Leader Harry Reid wonders how he proposes to do that.
How many troops? 100,000? 150,000? What does he want? Be more specific.
The latest gun control discussion in the Senate follows the Orlando nightclub shootings. Linda Kenyon, Capitol Hill.
A newly released Gallup survey estimates that some 123,000 same-sex marriages have taken place across the country in the year since the U.S. Supreme Court ruling that legalized such unions nationwide. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Wart Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the place locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Military and senior discounts are available. Like them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573. The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at newcastlecollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles. From Chesapeake, Virginia, 1650 AM WHKT presents Sports Scene. Sports Scene features local, regional, and nationally acclaimed guests and excellent interviews. Follow Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick and at GJBTV.com. Now here is Greg Bicouvaris.
And thank you very much, Ken Johnson, on this very hot, humid Wednesday, June 22nd. Glad you're with us for Sports Scene. Interview show each Wednesday from 12 to 1. Also, sports highlights on nnpstv.com. Tell your friends about 1650. Twitter, at Greg Bick, at Sports Highlight, at GJBTV, and HROnlineMall.com. Thank you to our military for what you do each and every day. Sponsors on GJBTV.com homepage and marketplace sponsors. Make sure you look at them for great summer activities. Guest lineup presented by Mi Casita Mexican Restaurant, and our featured guest today will be Joe Koff of the Ring of Honor. We'll get to him in just a few moments. Sponsors this month on WHKT, Fink's Car Care, Spaghetti Eddies, Long's Billiards, Newcastle starting July 1st. Crawlspace, Postal World, and Mick Hogar will all be back with us as well. Congratulations to the Cavs for winning the championship. And, of course, Wimbledon coming up, the British Open coming up, PGA Championship, and, of course, nice to see an American win the U.S. Open in Oakmont as well. And, of course, the Nats-Dodgers series is going on, very hot series in Los Angeles. Let me just give you my take real quick on that series. Dusty Baker is one of the elite managers in baseball right now. Sure, he has not won countless World Series or whatever, but he knows Chavez Ravine better than anybody in baseball. He played for the Dodgers. He played for Tommy Lasorda. He knows that stadium, so do not count Dusty Baker out. Who's got more talent? In my opinion, the Dodgers do, but that is a high-profile series because of Dusty's presence back in Chavez Ravine as well. Great interviews, business segments, highlights, commentary, what teased me off, all right here on Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com. Our first guest sponsor is Mattress Air Foam Water. We take your sleep seriously. Go by and see John and the friendly staff right there in the Denby section of Newport News. Brand new place. Family owned and operated at 14501 Warwick Boulevard. Open every day but Wednesday, of course. And they've got half price on Sleep Number. They got digital air mattresses, open daily, Savvy latex mattresses, all right there. Low price, family owned and operated, very affordable. Mattress Air Foam Water. Go by and see John tomorrow. Make it count. Get a mattress from Mattress Air Foam Water. Well, wrestling is always a lot of fun. It's kind of a break from the football, basketball, baseball, hockey, tennis, golf of the world. I always like to get a little break from that as well. And let's welcome Joe Koff, Ring of Honor Wrestling. How are you, Joe?
I'm great, Greg. Thank you.
Tell us about your background. You're also involved, your company there is involved with Sinclair Broadcasting as well.
We are. Sinclair Broadcast Group is the largest owner and operator of television stations, including WTVZ in your listening area.
Sure.
And, Ring of Honor can be seen there every weekend. And we got involved in the wrestling business 5 years ago, actually, and it was very, very exciting to be able to not only buy a wrestling promotion, but to present the product over a free TV platform. And as you know, Greg, we are the only wrestling that's available on a regional, national level through free television.
Mm-hmm.
You do not need anything but an antenna and a digital set in most instances to get Ring of Honor every week. And if you can't get it on the TV, you can get it on our website at www.rohwrestling.com.
Wrestling, of course, is interchangeable. A lot of fought in several divisions like WWE and TNA and, of course, Ring of Honor. Some of your stars, Christopher Daniels, Chris Sabin, Bobby Cruz, Paul Turner, and Jay Lethal is very well known.
Yes. They, Ring of Honor, and we're really proud of this right now. 5 years ago, there was a lot of talk about indie promotions that were coming up. There was a lot of narrative involving TNA and Ring of Honor, and of course WWE is always at the top of the narrative. But I think what we've achieved over these last set of years, through our product, through our brand, through the expectation of our wrestlers, to the expectations of our fan, to the outcome that we all experience, is Ring of Honor is clearly in the narrative with the WWE. And you can see it. You can see it by a lot of the wrestlers that are now wrestling in WWE came directly from Ring of Honor. Mm-hmm. And we're proud of that.
Well, let's talk about the future of Ring of Honor and, of course, how has it been evolving? And, of course, pay-per-view is a big part of that.
Yes, Ring of Honor's evolvement it's slow. I mean, we purposely slow. I think that when we look back at the last 5 years, as you well know, Greg, being in this business, you go, wow, how did that happen? But a lot of things happened in that 5 years. And we started out as one of the innovators of Internet pay-per-views, where we would provide the product through an Internet stream onto your computer. But as the other promotions devolved a bit, we saw it as an opportunity for us to evolve a bit. Mm-hmm. And that put us in the live pay-per-view model, which we have tomorrow, Friday night, in Concord, North Carolina, Charlotte. It's our Best of the World show, which has traditionally been one of the top pay-per-views we offer on a yearly basis, and we're excited about that.
Mm-hmm. We're talking to Joe Koff, COO of Ring of Honor Wrestling, of course. Talk about your day-to-day functions, Joe, what you're doing day-to-day, and how are you ever involved in any decision-making with Sinclair Broadcasting?
Well, that's a great question, Greg. Thank you. I think from a day-to-day perspective, I have an organization that's under me that really handles more of the day-to-day operations. I have a general manager, Greg Gilliland. I have a creative director in Hunter Johnston, a production manager, Mark Davis. These are the people that are running the business on a day-to-day basis. My involvement is really on a big picture, where we see the organization going, where we see the organization growing, how will we grow it, how will we preserve the core that's Ring of Honor and stimulate the progress going forward. So I guess I could be considered a big picture guy.
Want to thank all the listeners listening worldwide on TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT in the search box to listen on your phone or your computer. And, of course, live and local here in the Virginia Beach market on 1650 AM. And that's really changed the whole dynamic, Joe, that anybody can hear this interview live anywhere in the world now because of technology.
Yeah, we love technology. It's been a boon to us all, especially at a company like Sinclair, and especially for you, Greg, that you can get this program out all over the world. It's fantastic.
Right, and you talk about all the different platforms now, Joe. You talk about the people that you delegate that work underneath you, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn or Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, so many different platforms in addition to terrestrial radio and TV. And, of course, the website's still number one.
Yeah. I mean, it's been a challenge. It's a challenge to our business. I think technology challenges a lot of business, but, Greg, if you followed wrestling, and I know the people who are listening probably are wrestling fans, they know the dynamics that's changed with the Internet, because up until, let's say, 3 or 4 years ago, and maybe it's longer, I'm dating myself to that degree, you would rely on TV and you would rely on a magazine that was usually 2 months late in information to really find out what was going on in the individual promotions. Now it's posted the minute the matches happen, and it forces us to just be aware. It doesn't force us to behave differently, but it forces us to be aware and respectful of the consumer, those who are consuming wrestling.
Let me ask you a question, too. Talk about safety, because we just lost Muhammad Ali, who was a great world-class boxer for so many years. Of course, he had his health issues, too. And really, when you look at some of his fights on YouTube, he fought maybe 1 or 2 fights too long. But back in the day of wrestling, especially Mid-Atlantic Championship Wrestling with Johnny Valentine and Greg Valentine and Black Jack Mulligan, Wahoo McDaniel, Paul Jones, all these great wrestlers, a whole lot about health and nutrition and safety wasn't really, the Ric Flair days wasn't really talked about that much. They were getting concussions. They were getting hurt. They were bleeding. People always say it's fake, but those hits are, when they land on their backs, those are real. They're not fake. They don't have football helmets on. They don't have shoulder pads on. They don't have body protective gear on. And I want to get your thoughts about that, because boxing and wrestling have to evolve because of safety. I think there's a lot more education now. Is that fair to say, Joe?
Oh, totally. And I think your point is so well stated. To a degree, I think it's probably the same thing. I think the difference between the stars that you just represented and the stars of today is really about health. It's really about nutrition. It's really about fitness. And it's really a much more awareness of their physical condition. But at the same token, I think to those guys in the old days that you mentioned, and believe me, those are names that I would welcome a chance to see wrestle. I actually produced a show where Ric Flair wrestled Wahoo McDaniels in the first Battle of the Belts. And it was a 2 out of 3 match, which was amazing. But, in the old promotion days, if you didn't work, you didn't get paid. And if you didn't, you had to hide injuries, because the promoters at the time had some sense of human decency, and, they just relied on a wrestler's word. We're much more aware of it and much more conscious of it in today's world. The guys are much more honest about it, and, it's just the evolution, again, of the physicality, but also the art of wrestling that is just so much better than it used to be.
And with the art comes the entertainment. As we're talking to Joe Koff of Ring of Honor Wrestling. Wrestling is big in Hampton Roads. People have seen it for the years over at the Scope or at Hampton Coliseum. At Greg Bick on Twitter, that's GregBic, live on the radio with Ken Johnson, the producer, at 12:17, talking to Joe Koff right here on Sports Scene. For more, go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link on the homepage for archive shows. The entertainment value, too. For a good example, I was at a TNA match several years ago at the Constant Center in Norfolk, and the young lady wrestling there was the wife of Robert Irvine from Restaurant Impossible. So whether it's the shows, the smoke, the fire, the videos, the interviews, there's a lot more entertainment. Let's say back when Johnny Valentine was wrestling, it was just strictly wrestling, act like you've been there before, no talking, nothing. And it's totally changed the entertainment aspect, and a lot of that credit does go to WWE.
Yes, totally. And I think that's a big differential between us and the WWE. I think we're a modern throwback, if there's such a way to say that, to your territory days in the Mid-South and the NWA and Championship Wrestling from Florida, and even the old original World Wrestling Federation days. We really present a mat action show. Mm-hmm. Our wrestlers are wrestling. We don't have a lot of, pyrotechnics, and we don't have a lot of people on the mic. Only when necessary and only when it makes sense for what we're trying to do. But our wrestlers are wrestlers, mm-hmm. and while one might call itself sports entertainment, Greg, we like to call ourselves an entertaining sport.
Right.
Our guys are athletes, and they're professional, and they work hard at it. And the way they deliver to their audience is in the ring, and they're proud of it. And so if you've never been to a Ring of Honor show, the one thing that differentiates itself is just the amount of energy and the amount of excitement and experience that one gets from the wrestling. The stories are there because our guys know how to tell a story. But it's the wrestling that is what people are paying to see.
I totally agree, too, because, there's some people, Joe, as you well know, that are boxing people. Some are wrestling people. But the boxing and wrestling people seem to stick together. The UFC people are kind of like all in their own solo ship. They're force-feeding it down people's throats, whether we like it or not. They have big TV agreements. I know all that. I get all that. I'm in television as well. You are, too. You understand all that. But doesn't mean that they've got a history of fans. They're getting a history, of men and women. But to me, the boxing and wrestling people kind of more stick together, and the UFC people are kind of like, look at me.
Yeah, and I think that has to do with history.
Yeah.
I mean, boxing and wrestling are much older. I mean, they go back to Greco-Roman. I don't think there was an MMA event in the Olympics back in Greece in that time. And they're also both television products.
Right.
Boxing and wrestling were synonymous with television in its infancy and even today. It's really the reason that Sinclair, Greg, got involved with wrestling at all, because in 2010, the WWE decided to just go to a cable platform for distribution. Mm-hmm. And I saw it as an opportunity for us to still present on a regional basis based on the size of our company and the distribution we can offer to keep wrestling alive in a free over-the-air marketplace.
We're talking to Joe Koff, Ring of Honor Wrestling, at Greg Bick on Twitter. I know your company's big on social media. You're not too big on it, Joe, yourself personally on Twitter?
I'm not. I leave that to the guys and to the people that are better at it than I am. Right. I know what my skill sets are, and I don't think it's there.
Very good, very good. Always a pleasure talking here to Joe Koff. Also want to thank Mr. Kruskal, who helped put this interview together from the West Coast. We've talked to him when I worked at the Redskins radio. He helped me get several good interviews, and please give him my regards as well, and really enjoyed this as well as we continue to talk to Joe Koff right to around 12:30 as we talk about his time, talent, treasure. And sports has changed. There's a lot more competition now for the dollar, whether it's, competing against baseball season for you guys all are during the summertime right now, or, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, going out to dinner, movies, concerts, whatever it is, the entertainment dollar is only still so big. And that's something that has not changed, whether it was today or 10 years ago or 20 years ago.
No, it's always been a competitive market, and we're not limited to baseball in the summer. We compete against hockey in the winter and football in the fall. I mean, we're a 12-month-a-year sport, so we've always had that. But the key, Greg, as you well know, is that if you present a product that people want to see and are engaged in and feel a part of, they will come see it. Mm-hmm. And that's what we hope to achieve every time someone comes to a Ring of Honor show. I do want to make a point, though, to what you said about my not being very active on social media.
Sure.
I am a very social person, and I always encourage people who come to the shows to come up and say hello to me and come introduce themselves to me, because I want to personally thank them for their support. Without the fan, we wouldn't exist.
Right, and you can talk about Snapchat or FaceTime all you want to. It's still, business is still best done face to face. I mean, there's a certain amount of credibility. I was talking to a businessman yesterday, and he says, "Really, it was nice that you came by and spoke to me face to face." And I can tell somebody more, Joe, in 5 minutes over the phone or face to face than 20 emails can even convey.
There's no question about it. I mean, I'm the same way. I'm a little bit of an old-fashioned guy in my own building. While I have email and instant messaging, it's almost abhorrent to me to think I couldn't walk across the hall to speak to somebody.
Right.
So maybe I'm dating myself again on that.
Well, I'm young and I still like to do that too.
Good, I'm glad.
But anyway, let's talk about some of your schedules. You mentioned Concord, North Carolina. Then, of course, you're going to be in the Baltimore area, Philadelphia, right close by Baltimore. Then, of course, the entertainment capital of the world, Vegas. So let's talk about some of the upcoming events.
Well, I think the big event that I'm going to focus on today is really our live pay-per-views Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Best of the world. And there's a couple of signature matches that will make this event special. First of all, we have a rematch with Jay Lethal, our current champion, who's the longest-standing champion in Ring of Honor, against the man he took the title from, who's one of the originators and original people in Ring of Honor, Jay Briscoe. So there's so much built into this, and the amount and the level of competition and professionalism and just their work experience and their life experience should make this, as usual, an unbelievable rematch. We have a TV championship match with Dalton Castle, and if you're not familiar with Dalton Castle and his boys, I think he's one of the most buoyant wrestlers in the business today. He's going to be wrestling our TV champion, also a very skilled wrestler, Bobby Fish. And then, of course, we have an unsanctioned fight without honor between Steve Corino and B.J. Whitmer, two veterans of Ring of Honor that have been going on forever, as well as all of our stars will be there. I mean, the Young Bucks are going to be there, Adam Cole, the New Bullet Club, against Moose and the War Machine. So we're going to really find out, Greg, this weekend if size really does matter. But it's going to be so entertaining. I could list all the stars. We'll be back in Baltimore on July 8th. Then we're going to be in Las Vegas, like you said, back in August. I mean, we've got a great schedule of shows, and we try to get out into the community. We'll be in Brooklyn in August as well. So I'm proud of the fact that we're touring. There are not a lot of promotions that have a national presence and go around the country still and put on shows and major shows. Other than the WWE, I don't know anyone else who's on as regular a schedule as we are.
Do the other wrestling organizations have something similar that you know of to like a WrestleMania, like as far as TNA and Ring of Honor?
Well, I think TNA has their Slammiversary show, whatever. They have their own signature events. WrestleMania, it kind of stands by itself. But I mean, I think we have to be reminded of WrestleMania. I think this WrestleMania was 27. They've been doing it a lot of years, and they've gotten really good at it. But our final battle show in December would rival WrestleMania, not so much in spectacle, but what it's worth to the fan. And this Best in the World show this Friday night in Charlotte, 9 p.m. on pay-per-view, is the second most important show we do in the course of a year.
What about the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York?
We're going back.
Good.
We're going to be back there in December, and we're really excited. It's one of the great historic buildings for wrestling. We've always had a home there. We were kind of displaced for a little bit. Always stayed in Manhattan. We didn't stray off the island, but we'll be back on December 2nd at the Hammerstein in New York.
Should be a lot of fun. Let me ask you one more thing before we let you go about Vegas. They got so much going on there 24/7 compared to the other cities that don't have as much entertainment. But is it a different challenge being in Vegas, or are they kind of they're more geared because they're entertainment 24/7 over there?
Well, I think no matter what city we go into, that we find challenges. We find challenges against. We were just in the Upper Midwest last week, and the challenge was daylight and warmth. Las Vegas has a great set of fans. The thing about we like going to Las Vegas, Greg, is that there's such an influx of people that you don't have to solely rely on the local populace.
Right.
So if somebody's in town and they're a wrestling fan, and what else are you going to do? You're either going to go to a casino again, or maybe go to a show, or maybe go to a club. Why not go see Ring of Honor if you haven't? We're in a great venue. We're in Sam's Town. The room is fabulous. The atmosphere is fantastic. And it goes back to our experience. The Ring of Honor experience is an amazing live experience. And those who have been there know exactly what I'm talking about.
Very
Spontaneity rules the day at our events, and it comes from the fans, the wrestlers, the whole place becoming one. It just gives me the chills.
Very natural, very organic, a lot to look forward to. Good luck in Concord and Baltimore, Philly, and Vegas coming up. Joe Koff, a pleasure to talk to, and all the success to you as well as Sinclair Broadcasting.
Hey, Greg, thank you for the time.
My pleasure. Joe Koff right there, folks, talking about the Ring of Honor Wrestling as well. And, of course, the first annual Hope Golf Classic is coming up Wednesday, July 13th, presented by Chick-fil-A. Fight for Life. All proceeds to benefit the Hope House Captain's Choice Golf Tournament. For more, go to the Chick-fil-A at Edinburgh Commons. Good people over there like Patty Brackett and Derek Ward running this, and Sean Stewart. It's the first annual Hope House Golf Classic presented by Chick-fil-A Wednesday, July 13th at the Battlefield Golf Club at 1001 Centerville Turnpike. Really enjoy talking right there to Joe Koff. This is Sports Scene live on the radio every Wednesday noon to 1 on 1650 AM. TuneIn.com, type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. At Greg Bick on Twitter. That's GREGBIC. Friend me on Facebook as well. Back to Ken Johnson. More of Sports Scene after these messages.
We had a crash at last check in Norfolk 64 eastbound, just past Chesapeake Boulevard, blocking the left lane and the left shoulder. And some very heavy traffic eastbound 64 in Hampton, heading for the Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel from an earlier crash. Partly cloudy this afternoon, 93 for the high. Some overnight scattered showers and thunderstorms, a low of 77. Isolated showers and thunderstorms tomorrow with a high of 96 degrees. More of Sports Scene coming up on AM 1650. It's 12:30.
With SRN News, I'm Rich Thomason in Washington. Donald Trump says Hillary Clinton is a world-class liar. In a speech in New York today, he criticized what he called several lies by Clinton. He also accused Clinton and her husband of using their public sector influence to enrich themselves. He said of Clinton, she gets rich, making you poor. And he says he's the only one who can fix the country's serious economic problems. Former Republican presidential contender Marco Rubio says he will run for re-election to his Florida Senate seat after all. He says he is reversing his plans to retire, including it's important to continue with public service at a critical time for the country. On Wall Street, stocks narrowly mixed. The Dow down about 13 points, the NASDAQ trading 5 points higher, and the S&P is up 2 points. More details, srnnews.com.
Do you have a family member who's getting older and can no longer be safely left alone? With Visiting Angels America's Choice in Senior Home Care, your parents and older family members can continue living at home and not have to move into a nursing home. Experienced, compassionate caregivers provide assistance in hygiene, meal preparation, and light housework up to 24 hours per day at affordable rates. To restore your family's peace of mind, call Visiting Angels toll-free today at 877-374-LIVE or at visitingangels.com.
If you're not getting cash back for shopping, you're missing out. Download Ibotta now. IBOTTA. It's the hottest app to earn cash on everyday purchases on groceries, apparel, electronics, restaurants, and more. Just unlock, shop, and get cash. Download Ibotta today, free from the App Store, and for a limited time, get $10 just for trying it. IBOTTA. For cash back every time you shop, you've gotta Ibotta.
When it comes to automobile service in Hampton Roads, Fink's Car Care is the place locals have counted on for decades. Family owned and operated, they specialize in oil changes, state inspection, radiator service, tires, alignments, and showcase Win Automotive products. Military and senior discounts are available. Like them on Facebook and visit them on South Military Highway in Chesapeake and Victory Boulevard in Portsmouth, Monday through Saturday. For more, log on to finkscarcare.com and call 545-3573.
People in Chesapeake and Hampton Roads have come to expect the finest Italian food at Spaghetti Eddie's. In addition to great lunch and dinner served daily, this fine establishment caters to and can host your party. Call 484-7301 for their Taylor Road location and call 410-5500 for their restaurant in Greenbrier. For more, log on to SpaghettiEddiesPizzaCafe.com.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Interact with Sports Scene on Twitter at Greg Bick. Email the show, bicogb@hotmail.com. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris in the Hampton Roads OnlineMall.com studios. It's now time for Greg's Highlights, presented by HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com.
And hope you enjoyed that interview with Joe Koff of Ring of Honor Wrestling. Always good to get a little break from the normal football, basketball, baseball, of course, golf, tennis, hockey, all those type sports. Always good to go a little break right there. Of course, next week we'll be talking to Joe Angel, the voice of the Orioles. We've had Jim Horner one recently. We've had Joe Angel one before as well last year. Go to gjbtv.com, hit the YouTube link for archive shows. And then, of course, I'll be taking off July 4th week, so Dennis Prager will just do his normal Wednesday 12 to 1 fill-in since I will be off that week. We'll give Ken Johnson a little bit of a break as well. And, of course, be back better than ever on Sports Scene on July 13th as well. Of course, sports highlights. Big ups to our program in Newport News. Since February of 92, we'll be honored by the Newport News City Council next Tuesday. If you want to go by the City Council meeting next Tuesday, that will be June 28th, right around 7 o'clock. Thank you to them for the honor for the award for Sports Highlights TV show. Of course, shop on the Marketplace sponsors as well of gjbtv.com and the homepage, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Remember that website, HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Excellent homepage with Long's Billiards, coupon section, restaurants, retail services, Marketplace. You need services daily. You need to find a good restaurant. All you have to do is click the link on the image, and it'll take you right to the website. You don't have to type, Google, search, or spell. That's HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Browse, shop, visit. HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. And we'll be having our business segments coming up. A little fun with that as well. A locals tradition is CP Shucker. It's a great place to eat during any time of the year. With locations on Shore Drive and Pacific Avenue, people love their prime rib, seafood, and much more. And, of course, they showcase NASCAR, MLB, NHL, NBA. They got the All-Star Game coming up in a few weeks on Fox. College sports, golf, soccer, tennis. Like both locations on Facebook. Log on to cpshuckers.com. Your summer hotspot is CP Shuckers. Go by and see Matt and Mark at both locations. Leon at Shore Drive. Great place for burgers, pasta, and seafood is CP Shuckers. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with more Sports Scene after these messages live on 1650 AM. TuneIn.com. Right now, TuneIn.com. Type in WHKT to listen to you on your phone or your computer.
The place the locals and tourists go for U.S. rare coins and currency is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. silver and gold coins, provide free verbal offers, and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Visit them at 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, Tuesday through Saturday, and online at NewcastleCollectibles.com. Call 609-3633. That's 609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles.
Catch the new wave as your Norfolk Tides take the field at beautiful Harbor Park. Bring your friends and family to root on the Orioles of tomorrow. Log on to NorfolkTides.com for information on season tickets, groups, and Tides merchandise. Follow the Tides on Twitter and Facebook for up-to-date promotions and player moves. Tides Baseball. See the green. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
your time, take your time, take your time. No need to hurry. Take it easy, take it easy, take it easy. No need to hurry.
And Ken, I got to give you kudos, my friend, for all the tourists in town loving the bumper music, getting them ready for the beach. But we'll get more of the beach and what teased me off. But people love light summer music, especially this time of the year, Kenny.
Yeah, a little ska music for you there.
There you go. Of course. All right. And Ken and I used to work at another news talk station, as you guys well know. In this market, pretty much everybody's worked with everybody in radio and TV. Well, you got to eat. And, of course, summertime is a great time to have all types of festivals. And Amanda Jackson is going to have a big event coming up this Sunday. She's an oyster producer and grower. How are you, Amanda?
Hi, doing good, Greg.
Very excited about it. Let's talk about, first of all, what you do day to day with oysters, and then talk about your event.
Well, I'm a local grower in the York River. Mm-hmm. I plant about 125,000 seeds every year and raise them to market size and sell them to local restaurants and people in the area.
Right. As far as oysters, I mean, there's several different ways to make them and prepare them. Let's talk about what's the best way for a novice person who wants to get oysters for the first time.
Well, the easiest thing to do is to throw them in your oven or on your grill. Let them open up with the heat so you don't have to shuck them. Shucking can be challenging for new people. And then put your favorite thing you like to eat on an oyster, like lemon or cocktail sauce or hot sauce.
Right, because there's some people that like fried oysters, some people like it raw, just like sushi or shrimp or anything else like that. I mean, you're going to have your people that like it, cooked, fried, broiled, grilled, and there's others that are going to want it raw, and it takes all types. So let's talk about your event coming up this Sunday.
Well, my event is Sunday, June 26th. It's from 2 to 4 p.m. It's in City Center in Newport News. EVB Bank is hosting the event, and I will be cooking oysters, Rockefeller, and I will have raw oysters as well as roasted oysters available.
What else will you be having for people that like as far as condiments or sides or drinks?
Well, I'll be making an arugula almond pesto, which is great on raw or the roasted oysters, and I'll also be making a cucumber ginger mignette, which is particularly great on the raw oysters, but it also tastes great on the roasted oysters.
You always hear about a certain time. Is it oyster season? When exactly is oyster season?
Traditionally, oyster season is any month that has an R in it, which is, your November, December, your cooler months. And that came from before we had refrigeration, and oysters would be sitting on the dock, and they didn't want the heat to spoil them. But nowadays we have the wonderful refrigerator, so we don't worry too much about that. I grow and harvest year-round. So.
Very nice. Talking to Amanda Jackson, of course. Give us a website and some phone numbers and all the good stuff and any social media you want to promote.
Well, I'm on Facebook at facebook.com/oystersrock757. My website is oystersrock.com, and you can find out more about the event on my website or on Facebook.
Right, and of course the event is this Sunday right there in the City Center in Newport News at the EVB Bank. Very convenient for everybody in Hampton Roads. And if you like oysters, it's a place to be. Something to do during the summer is always fun besides the typical theme parks.
Definitely. And this is also a fundraiser for the Newport News Green Foundation, so a portion of your ticket will be donated to them that day.
And they're all about recycling and preserving, correct?
Oh, yeah. They run around planting trees in Newport News. They're great.
And let me tell you a little tip about that, too, and I think our audience will appreciate that. Not many people know this. When you get a water bottle, and let's say you drink the water bottle and you recycle it like you're supposed to, the cap is not recyclable. You can actually throw the cap away in the trash can. It's the water bottle that's recyclable. And a lot of people don't know that, and, of course, you want to try to do that as much as you can, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, you don't want those to end up in our waterways. Yeah.
All right, very good. Well, oysters rock, right? And, of course, this weekend, the place to be. Amanda Jackson, thank you so much for your time and all the work that you do with oysters. People love to eat them, and it's always a fun event.
You're welcome. Thanks a lot, Greg, for having me.
My pleasure. Amanda Jackson right there. Kenny, this area is known for its seafood. Of course, I know you like all types of food, but oysters, shrimp, scallops, lobsters, you really can't go wrong with that.
She was mentioning baking them in the oven. That was the way my dad always liked to do it. Stick them in the oven, just roast them until they popped open. He and my uncle sat up one night, all night long, roasting oysters and consuming adult beverages, which they claimed evaporated the next day, but I think we knew better.
Right. Everything goes better with adult beverages. I'll just leave it at that right there. Oysters are a lot of fun. Of course, giving you a little summer fun right here on Sports Scene. We cover all the bases right here. Again, congratulations to the Cavs for winning the championship. They couldn't beat a better spoiled, rotten team than Golden State. You saw Golden State's real character. Well, Golden State barely beat OKC. They were tired, they were exhausted, but they were up 3-1. And if you saw the way Curry was shooting toward the end, just one-hand set shots, he was exhausted, he was tired. Green was constantly complaining. The better team won. The best player in the world, LeBron James, showed how classy he is. And people never talk about this, Ken, about LeBron James. He never does anything wrong off the court. He's a real gentleman. He's well into his 30s now, and he's still getting it done. He's won championships now with 2 teams, a total of 3.
Yeah, well, that's the way it should be. You've got young men and women who look up to you because you're a public figure, a sports figure. You're above average, at least in their eyes. So you should be that in public as well. You should be a role model if you can possibly do that. We need as many good, positive role models as possible. So good on him for doing that on and off the court.
Right. I mean, act like you're on stage all the time when people are looking or not looking exactly. So want to thank Joe Koff of Ring of Honor Wrestling, Amanda Jackson. We'll have more business spotlight scenes and a lot more fun on Sports Scene, including What Teased Me Off. We'll be doing prizes when I get back after July 4th. Live right here on 1650 AM at 1244. With Ken Johnson, Greg Bicouvaris, at Greg Bick on Twitter. TuneIn.com, type in WHKT to listen on your phone or your computer. Stay tuned. People in Chesapeake and Hampton Roads have come to expect the finest Italian food at Spaghetti Eddie's. In addition to great lunch and dinner served daily, this fine establishment caters to and can host your party. Call 484-7301 for their Taylor Road location and call 410-5500 for their restaurant in Greenbrier. For more, log on to SpaghettiEddie'sPizzaCafe.com.
The place to go for U.S. rare coins is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. and silver and gold coins and provide free verbal offers and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Newcastle Coins and Collectibles, 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, open Tuesday through Saturday and always online at NewcastleCollectibles.com. Call 757-609-3633, 757-609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles.
Long's Billiards in Newport News is having a massive sale. 7, 8, even 9-foot tables are at an all-time low price, including Connolly, Brunswick, and Olhausen. 1,000 pool cues in stock are up to 30, 40, even 50% off. Over 100 pool tables also on sale. When gone, they're gone forever. Log on to longsbilliards.com. Call 599-3661 and visit them at 9906 Warwick Boulevard. Major clearance prices going on now at Long's Billiards.
Catch the new wave as your Norfolk Tides take the field at beautiful Harbor Park. Bring your friends and family to root on the Orioles of tomorrow. Log on to NorfolkTides.com for information on season tickets, groups, and Tides merchandise. Follow the Tides on Twitter and Facebook for up-to-date promotions and player moves. Tides Baseball. See the green. Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
Leave it up, Kenny. Love this song right here. Love this music. Sports Scene, the only remaining show from Red Zebra Broadcasting the game in Virginia Beach right here on News Talk 1650 since December of 2013. Glad you're with us. Also introducing lunch at Outback every blooming day with your favorites like Aussie tacos made with chicken, fish, or steak, or try their new ribeye melt top with bacon, cheddar, and garlic aioli, all in a toasted artisan bun with over 70 lunch combinations starting at only $6.99. It's now lunch at last at Outback, 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach. Go by and see Michael and the friendly staff, 523-4832. Lunch, dinner, 7 days a week. Great burger, steaks, pasta, seafood, appetizers, desserts. It's all at Outback, specifically at 1255 Fordham Drive in Virginia Beach. Go by and see Mike. And, of course, enjoy the best of Australia at Outback Steakhouse. Well, time now for our business spotlight scene. And we're going to talk to Matt Burch. And Matt's involved in all types of Matt's cleaning service. And, Matt, talk about your business. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. How are you, Greg?
Very good, my friend, on this happy, very pretty Wednesday. Let's talk about your business and give us the full name and what you do day to day.
Sure. Our full name is Matt's Cleaning Service. It's a combination of me and my wife's name, Matt and Tiffany. Mm-hmm. And basically every day we're out here in the Hampton Roads area trying to serve better than the best. And we do everything from house cleaning to apartments, move-ins, move-outs, post-construction cleans. So if you get an addition this summer, we can come in and clean it up and be ready for the family for the 4th, for Labor Day later on in the year, or whatever your needs might be.
And a lot of times people take it for granted, too, that their garage needs cleaning out. And, of course, you can mop the floors, clean the floors, sterilize them. The windows seem to get a lot of bugs and gnats in the garages. You know that. So it's a constant work in progress, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah, exactly right.
So let's talk about some of the areas you mentioned, Hampton Roads, but what would you recommend for the first-time person getting a full cleaning, whether it's business or residential, because you do both, correct?
We do both. Well, the first thing that I would recommend is to identify your needs. Some people, they just want a light cleaning. Some people want a deep cleaning. And then really to go from there.
Mm-hmm. You can see Matt's link on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. That's HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Go ahead and plug your website and your Facebook.
That's right. Well, you can find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/MattCleans. And the website, you can go through there to get to our website.
And, of course, your phone number as well is on the website and all the information and all the good stuff, too. So, really, there's no job too big or small, correct?
Exactly.
Right. Matt, thank you so much, and leave us with a good word about your business and about what you do again.
Sure. Again, like I said, it's Matt's Cleaning Service. You can find us on the web, and we do everything from new construction, businesses, personal, and for you, Greg, today, if any of your listeners call us, we'll give a 10% discount.
And that's 358-2113, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right. Call 358-2113 or, of course, go to their link on HamptonRoadsOnlineMall.com. Remember, the area code 757 because we got listeners in Carolina as well. And, of course, we'll get Matt back on to elaborate some more as the year goes on. Matt, thanks a lot. All the best to you and your wife and continued success in your business.
Thank you. You as well, Greg.
Thank you. All right, Matt's Cleaning Service in Kenny. Just like people like to have oysters and seafood, people need their house and apartment and condo and business clean, especially right where you're working at.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they can come in here while they might need a major truck.
Right.
But, yeah, a lot of people just it takes time to clean. A lot of people don't have the time to clean in this economy. Sometimes people are working 2 and 3 jobs, and if you've got kids or if you're trying to study for college and school and other things going on too, it's either kind of let the whole place go and get to it just once in a while, or if you really like to keep it clean, get somebody to come in and do it for you. If you figure out how much time it takes for you to do it and equate that out to how much it costs to pay somebody to do it, you might find it's just worthwhile to do it that way anyway. Besides, you're getting someone who knows what they're doing.
Right. It's always nice to have your house clean no matter when it is. And, of course, again, the schedule, just had Joe Koff on, Amanda Jackson, Matt Burch on as well. Next week, we'll talk to Joe Angel, the radio voice of the Baltimore Orioles. And don't forget, Fox will be back in the Mid-Atlantic area nationally to broadcast on July 2nd as the Reds come to town exclusively live on Fox right here, the premier network for all of sports television. I'm talking about the Big Fox in Los Angeles. They did a great job with the U.S. Open on Fox, as well as Fox Sports 1, too. Really evolving, trend-setting golf the way it should be is nationally on Fox. And, of course, a lot of people have commented on what a great job they did, Joe Buck and the crew, this past weekend at Oakmont, the golf tournament. Curtis Strange was part of that broadcast. We had Skeeter Heath on last week, and Skeeter Heath and Curtis Strange are two of the area players from Hampton Roads that have actually played in the U.S. Open. We had Skeeter live on the radio last week. Really was a treasure because he played at Oakmont as well, and congratulations again to the champ at Oakmont as well. We'll come back with What Teased Me Off. This is Sports Scene, live right here on 1650 AM. TuneIn.com, type in WHKT after these messages.
The place the locals and tourists go for U.S. rare coins and currency is Newcastle Coins and Collectibles in Chesapeake. They specialize in U.S. silver and gold coins, provide free verbal offers, and are always buying U.S. rare coins. Visit them at 681 North Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake, across from Chesapeake General, Tuesday through Saturday, and online at NewcastleCollectibles.com. Call 609-3633. That's 609-3633 for Newcastle Coins and Collectibles.
Catch the new wave as your Norfolk Tides take the field at beautiful Harbor Park. Bring your friends and family to root on the Orioles of tomorrow. Log on to NorfolkTides.com for information on season tickets, groups, and Tides merchandise. Follow the Tides on Twitter and Facebook for up-to-date promotions and player moves. Tides Baseball. See the green.
Now back to Greg Bicouvaris and Sports Scene in the Hampton Roads Online Mall.com studio.
All right, the premier buffet in Hampton Roads is open. Tokyo Grill and Buffet. Tokyo, it's Tokyo Grill and Buffet. Indulge in this all-you-can-eat extravaganza, which includes Chinese, Japanese, hibachi, sushi, and American food, as well as fruit and dessert, too. Tokyo Grill and Buffet is ideal for every occasion with lunch at $6.39. You can't beat that for a buffet. And, of course, dinner at $9.39. Sunday all day is $9.99. Located at 49 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. They have takeout as well. They'll be open July 4th, too, and they'll be having crab legs featured on the menu. Those crab legs are really, really good. Great place, Tokyo Grill and Buffet. Great place for lunch. Fill it up right there for lunch at only $6.39, 49 West Mercury Boulevard in Hampton. You don't want to miss that opportunity. Great place to go have lunch and dinner is Tokyo Grill and Buffet. Kenny, let's get to What Teased Me Off.
What Tees You Off? Presented by GJBTV.com.
And, of course, Ken, last night, we talk about such great bumper music we have on here, like Red Hot Chili Peppers and Dark Necessities. And Ken, growing up, they've really sustained for decades. I had a box last night. A friend of mine and I went and saw Weird Al Yankovic in Portsmouth. And I'm not knocking Weird Al. I know he does a lot of parodies and he's funny and all that stuff. But, Ken, he kind of reminds you of that big kid on Monday morning in high school in Virginia Beach that if you did something wrong, he would be the first to call you out on it. You remember that type? He's just like a big kid that's never grown up.
Yeah, well, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. He's a parodist, so anytime he can find a chance to poke fun at something or somebody, he's going to do it, and it's just ingrained in him.
Right, of course. But he's just kind of fun. He loves those parodies, whether it's, anything. Eat it is one of his favorite things. All right, Kenny, What Teased Me Off, presented by GJBTV.com and Hampton Roads Online Mall.com. Kenny, address numbers on buildings on roads. They're still hard to see, whether it's too sunny or too dark. There's no app for that. If you're going to have a building and an address, put the numerical number visibly.
I'm not one for more laws. I think we have enough laws. The Constitution pretty much covers most of it, and some of the laws that have been added since are kind of silly. But if there was one chance to change a law and make it universal across the country, and that would be numbers on buildings. My friends in the police departments and fire departments, rescue, everybody else, even pizza delivery people agree. People don't mark their houses properly in most cases. People think you can get the spray paint out and spray it at the curb for your house number. No, that does not work. That's not where they look. Police, fire, rescue, look at your house. The best way would be to have nice, big, tall letters that are either lighted externally or internally that you can see from the street clearly and plainly. So if that was my choice to have a law enacted, that's one I would enact across the country. Mandatory required federal requirements. You've got to have clear numbers on your building.
Right. How about this? Text pictures, Kenny, that get delivered a day later.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
All right, folks, anybody trying to decorate King Neptune down in Virginia Beach? I mean, the statue is basically falling apart. Leave poor King Neptune alone.
And it was ugly.
I know.
mean, if they put like a Hawaiian lei around his neck and some flowers in his ear, or just something.
Paint the guy.
Something that was nice and kind of festive looking, but that weird gauze looking stuff on a gas mask? Oh, come on. That was just stupid.
Right. Custodians with an attitude. I mean, really, you're a custodian with an attitude. Seriously.
You mean the custodians in buildings that clean up?
Could be a restaurant. Could be anything.
I've run into that coming out of a building at Pembroke, leaving the building that night. The custodian just stood there in the way, wouldn't let you through.
Yeah, like really, come on. All right, real quick here. Cars going equally slow in both the left and right-hand lane. You know who you are. Bad scores on commercials. Kenny, you and I have talked about that before, but dent your commercials with really sad music, that ain't going to cut it.
It does kind of go against it.
Vague text. That's the worst. Cold, cold, cold. Ocean water in June. It's freezing right now, Virginia Beach. The ocean water is. Don't get it. The sand is boiling hot, but the water is freezing still. Dogs in passenger seat, Kenny, or near the driver. I mean, seriously.
I've seen people driving with dogs in their laps.
All right, hot dog places or businesses or restaurants that don't have relish. Relish is a very popular condiment. Get relish back. GoFundMe pages, Kenny. It seems like more it's like the Go agenda-driven pages, these GoFundMe pages. Oh, I lost my job. Let's start a GoFundMe page. How about get another job?
Well, if you can.
Right.
That's the problem. In this economy, that's tricky to do.
Kenny, you grew up here like I did. Laskin Road? Really? Laskin Road. Why there's so many opportunities to go right, left, circle, and so many different ways to get off. Anyway, want to thank Joe Koff, Amanda Jackson, as well as Matt Burch. For more, go to gjbtv.com. Hit the YouTube link for archive shows. Follow me on Twitter at Greg Bick and all my Twitter handles. For Ken Johnson, I'm Greg Bicouvaris. Happy Wednesday. We'll be back next week for Sports Scene, and we'll talk to you soon.
AM 1650 WHKT Portsmouth, 1 o'clock.
News.